NFL Hall of Famer Tim Brown is with us. He's the CEO of transportation company 81 Logistics. It's one of the few minority-owned businesses in that space. Welcome. It's great to catch up with you,
Scott.
Out here. You know what I found interesting in reading an article about you is you were thinking about entrepreneurship very early in your NFL career.
Well, you know, fortunately or unfortunately for me, when I got injured in 1989, the Raiders doctors actually came to me and said, "Look, man, this is really bad. You know, you may have 3 or 4 more years with your knee. We recommend you use this great Notre Dame education." I mean, that's really what they told me. And I was like, "What are you guys talking about? I'm 23 years old." But you know, in the back of my mind, I realized that's why I had gone to the University of Notre Dame, you know. So we started a shoe company back then. We had a shoe company called Pro Moves. We had shoes in Foot Locker and Athletic Express and all kinds of places, and ran into some issues, but it was a great experience for us. So, yeah, no doubt about it.
I guess what the doctors didn't realize, you were going to play another 14 years
after that injury.
But before you were going to go ahead and become part of this business. How did this business happen, this transportation company, 81 Logistics?
So I'm playing golf with a buddy who is in the industry, and he told me that there was a problem because of the shortage of minorities being in the business. And so we took a look and was shocked that in 2016, there was not one minority company who could supply fuel coast to coast for any of these companies. So we thought we would take, I had just gone into the NFL Hall of Fame. You know, I knew a Dennis Nash and Keenan Advantage Group, a transporting company who was looking for a minority partner, had some suppliers who was looking for minority partners, and it just sort of nobody gave it to me. They made us work for it. It took us a year to get contracts with these companies. But, you know, we put the work in, and we started to get, trying to get things done.
Transporting fuel.
Transporting fuels and trying to supply also, you know, so getting supply from, these big Fortune 500 companies and moving it, to the...
Did I read correctly that 7-Eleven is a customer of yours?
7-Eleven, they were the first to join us as far as being one of our suppliers.
Dallas-based company. I remember that from my days down there as well. Are you keeping up then on fuel prices and what the price of oil is and gasoline and all that kind of stuff? Are you into that?
I have no choice but to be into it, right? I mean, certainly, I have to be Tim Brown. I have to come and do things of this nature. I have to travel, but certainly, I get the reports every day. Fuel news and all that kind of stuff.
Fuel news. That's what you've gone to reading, from Sports Illustrated to Fuel News.
Exactly.
Let me ask you some football stuff. Raiders now obviously in Vegas. You happy with that?
I'm happy with the Raiders being in Vegas. Yeah, of course, I wanted them to stay in Oakland, but it came very clear that was not going to happen. And so the franchise needs to have a home, and I was glad that Vegas, stepped up. And, it's going great there. The franchise is making a lot of money. The guys are, having a great time there. Now we got to win some football games. That's what this thing is ultimately about.
Having a quarterback, right?
Yeah. I'm just going to say, we're going to move on. I mean, look, I'm glad I'm on this side of the field or whatever. But some things I don't understand, and maybe they do theirs. So we'll see how this thing works out.
Yeah. When you look at that conference, one of the biggest challenges, obviously, and I'm sure you'd love to be catching passes, not that you didn't have some great quarterbacks that you played for, but the quarterbacks in the AFC are unbelievable, some of whom are going to be playing golf out here as well. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Who stands out to you the most? Who's the favorite?
Oh, well, I mean, when you look at what Patrick Mahomes did in the Super Bowl with a bum ankle, if the guy's healthy, now what? I mean, that's the problem. I mean, there's no stopping him, because whatever you do, he's going to improvise and do something to counter what you're doing. So you literally have to try and outscore him. And, if you can get one stop, and then but your offense has to be on. If your offense is not clicking, you're not going to beat them 14-10. You have to put up 30 points if you're going to beat that team.
Yeah. What do you make of the changes that have taken place in the NFL? It's obviously more favorable, I think, to the offenses.
Without a doubt.
The way they protect the quarterbacks today, or receivers have more of an opportunity to get open and get the kind of yardage that you're accustomed to. Do you like that style of football?
Yeah, I mean, look, it'd been great if it was like that for us.
You did okay no matter what it was.
I had a former coach to tell me, Tim, I think you guys would have caught about 200 passes a year if you were playing in today's football, because it was a much more physical. The first 5 yards for us was very physical, because the defense's goal at that particular point was to stop you inside that 5 yards. If they could stop you there, then but that's not the case anymore. You're free to run off the line of scrimmage. So it's a different game, man. It's enjoyable, and I think that's what the NFL is shooting for. So, but I don't have any qualms about it.
All right.